Today is Sunday, 9th of May, and what I have in front of me is the Nifty 50 chart on the weekly time frames. And the objective of the video today is to see that post our assessment on some market related theory, if the market has made certain changes in price action that we can analyze and with the objective of taking hopefully profitable decisions in the subsequent trading weeks. So let's begin. We have set up the weekly time frames because we understand that the analysis that we want to do, we want it to hold merit for long time, and doing these assessments on the weekly time frame helps us to have a consistency of opinion on where the market is. So we know through Dow theory that whenever a security creates a new all-time high, it is there is a very strong hypothesis that the security is trending upwards, or that there is a structural uptrend. Whenever there is an uptrend, we are looking for pullbacks in the uptrend to determine the strength of the uptrend. Which means that if the pullback of the uptrend is very deep, it is a very weak uptrend, whereas if the pullback of the uptrend is very shallow, then it becomes a strong uptrend. The question next is, how do we determine what is a deep pullback and what is a shallow pullback? One of the various methods of doing that is using what some traders would call as a Fibonacci pattern. I'll just see if I can find it. So it's right here. So one of the ways would be to look at the previous pivotal low, which is somewhere around this point, from which there was a clear-cut breakout. And now when we see from this pivotal low till the previous high, we see that the current price action, if I just extend this, is on the first retracement point of Fibonacci 23.6% on the weekly time frame. Since this pullback is only on the first Fibonacci support zone, this is a very shallow pullback, and consequently, if after just this much of a pullback the security manages to create a new all-time high, it is safe to assume that the trend is very bullish, or the strength is very high. We can understand that currently, so I'll just remove this. We can understand that in general, so when I take, say for example, a trend line and I connect it from this low right up till here, we get a pretty strong up move in the market. And now what we are getting is a move against the direction of the broader trend. So if I simply look at, if I connect the highs that are created here and I extend them to the lows that are created here, what we are getting now is a corrective move against the direction of the broader trend, and this corrective move has now lasted for somewhere around 12 weeks. So if we just count the number of candles, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, so yeah, so we are now on the 12th week of this particular corrective move. From the looks of it, this looks like a bullish flag pattern, and for it to hold any merit, if at all there is a flag pattern, we should see a breakout soon. If there is no breakout, we should assume that the price action is very likely to continue in this channel for some time. So we have these two cases to evaluate. We can see that when the price action moved upwards, if I just zoom in slightly, I'll just remove this, I'll leave the flag for now. We can see that this big red bar here is engulfing the small gap up spinning top, becoming a bearish engulfing pattern which got confirmed. After the confirmation, the high that was created here, that is 15,430, has been respected throughout, resulting in a series of lower top formations and even lower bottom formations of a very minor pullback in nature, like we discussed, till finally what we have here is an equivalent of a morning star, where there is a spinning top, a gap down spinning top, and a gap up Marubozu weekly bar with a confirmation in the previous week. So on one side we have a bearish engulfing at 15,400. On the other side we have a morning star at 15,100, which is now confirmed. So, and the structure of unequal highs and lows creates what looks like a flag pattern. So we have to see in which direction the market moves. But if based on this, if we have to create a general assessment, we will say that the market, because of where it is currently positioned, is more likely to range between 14,980 and 13,980 for this particular swing. Given that, like most people, we have also bought into stocks, etc., we'll be very happy if the market breaks out from the flag pattern. It gives it a very obscene target of 22,000 nifty, because a flag pattern is a continuation pattern. So we will see when that happens. It happens. As of now, we know that the volumes are not as high as it typically is reasonable. It's not significantly above average, and therefore, if we were to assume a continuation, we would assume that the market will continue to move in this particular channel. So there we have the assessment on the weekly time frame. And just a quick word on, you see these light blue lines that I have drawn. These light blue lines are basically support resistance points, which I was trying to find is not there as a default in this particular charting software. But you can see that on a simple Excel sheet, if you mark the monthly high low close, you will, through formulas that is here, you will be able to determine the R1, R2, R3 and S1, S2, S3 levels. So you will see, for example, 15,064 is resistance 1, 14,610 is the pivot, and 14,177 is the support. And these levels are what is laid out here. So this gives us the support resistance levels that are applicable for the month, because we have deduced them from the open high, I mean the high low close of the previous month. We are in the third week of trading, third week of trading. So we are yet to see which of these levels get tested. As of now, in the 2 weeks, we have only seen just about an attempt at the previous high of 15,050. But by and large, we have to see if which one of these gets tested and taken out first. So let's just see what's happening on the shorter time frame when we have these broader levels on the longer time frame. So when we move into the shorter time frames, that is the daily in this case. So we see that we can remove this here, and this is now our channel, and these are our levels. So we can see resistance here. So first point would be 2, and obviously this on the daily is a bearish engulfing. I mean evening star, sorry. This is a 3 pattern evening star, but all of this is now happening in the confines of a range, and therefore it loses significance. But needless to say, in the short term, this is the high of the range while the price action is up, that is, the trend is up. Therefore, one of the plans could be to use this opportunity to consider either writing 14,400 put or 14,140 put if the market is to open lower and to move downwards at these levels on Monday. If the market is to move higher towards 14,950, 15,000, if you have written call options, you might consider squaring them off. This is largely because you have to respect the broader trend, which is the upside of the market, and you don't want to be holding positions with infinite theoretical losses at the edge of the resistance point. So maybe if the market gaps up, you should simply exit those positions right away in the gap and not take the risk of a continuation gap from a cluster, which could be easily become a breakout gap followed by a measuring gap, and it will end your career if you are short on the market at this level and if it goes wrong. So since we have already evaluated that both sides are possible, the profitable trading strategy from this prima facie seems to be writing 15,050 call and writing 14,170, 14,150 put. This is the broader trading strategy. We just have to observe the behavior of the market at its resistance point and be open to the idea that it might take it out because of the preceding move, which is upwards, and also have a general understanding that this could simply be a flag pattern that could be a continuation of what has happened in the past, or it could simply range. So we have to be open to both the possibilities in the market. Anyways, I hope this little presentation helped you in understanding some visual elements and also how we determine these resistance support levels using either a formula or by simply, if your software has it, by defaulting those levels. And those levels are usually a good indicative for you to take up positions and to react. I hope this video was beneficial to you in some way, and if you do like it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and request your friends to subscribe too. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.